Yo, what up guys, welcome back to Patch.
Welcome back.
Yes, and today we're going to be reviewing the G-Wolves Hati-S.
Yes, so we got in a sample. So just a little disclaimer, this is a sample unit, so it's not the final finished product. So we're going to be reviewing it as such, but take everything we say here with a grain of salt, because this may not be how the end product turns out. End product, I'd imagine, is going to be a little bit better than this one.
So we got this really cool, I guess, special edition colorway.
Yeah, the Stardust 2020 edition. So sick. Huge shouts out to G-Wolves, or rather Vessel Gaming, who's their US retailer. We'll leave links in the description for all that down below.
Yeah, so normally we would get started with the video right away, but we want to talk about the unboxing experience and what you get in this entire package. So of course it comes in this box. This pretty cool cardboard.
Really cool for the Stardust edition there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when you open it up, you got a little tin box, which is pretty nice quality. If you guys want to keep the box, you can definitely do that, you know. So here's the box. That's pretty cool. And then inside the box, we got a brush.
Yep, a brush.
Special edition G-Wolves brush. And
you know, yeah, baby.
If you get some dust or something on it, some debris, you can just dust it off real quick.
It comes in a little baggie here, and it comes with like a little rose. It's like a scented thing. We were wondering why the tin was smelling so good.
It smelled so good. I was like, that smells like...
Dude, what other company does this? Yeah. Like that's so awesome.
Yeah, the quality and like the presentation, I feel like they're trying to do a really good job, and they definitely did. They definitely delivered. And not only that, but you know, it comes with an extra skin. So if you guys,
skin?
Yeah, so if you guys want like more grip on the mouse, then you guys can definitely do that. It does make the mouse a little bit thicker, so just watch out for that. But you know, if you want extra grip on this, you can definitely do that.
And most importantly, of course, it matches the pattern on the mouse, the Stardust edition.
Yes.
And another smelly boy in the back. It smells good. It smells very good. It also came with an extra cable as well, because we do have a detachable cable. It's a little spoiler alert.
Look at that.
Micro USB. I would prefer USB-C, but micro USB is okay. I know someone got mad at me in the comments for wanting USB-C. I don't know why that offended anyone, but yeah.
I am a little bummed that it didn't come with extra skates though. I wish it would have came with extra skates. Sometimes companies do that, sometimes they don't, but I would have appreciated that. But you know, it's still nice what they give you and what's included in the box.
Yeah, and so as far as pricing, we don't have an official price right now, but from the past, what we would expect is anything from, I want to say, $60 to $70 would be the price you would expect for something like this. And considering everything you get together, dude, the unboxing experience alone is like, I mean, hey, that's nice.
Yes.
That's real nice.
Yes. So anyways, let's get the video started right off with the shape. And this is the Hati-S, so the S stands for small or smaller version. And this is definitely a very small mouse. So for me personally, I'm not a huge fan of smaller mice. I like to have like a medium-sized mouse. I like to palm grip when I'm just like casually using my computer, and when I game, I fingertip grip. The small mice though, like I don't mind like fingertipping, and it's super nice. The shape is very comfortable to me, you know. And for me personally, like this mouse, like even if I palm grip it, my fingers don't really hang off that much. So like it wasn't a huge deal for me using it like just casually or actually gaming with it. One thing I will note though is that the arch is pretty high. So unlike the Final Mouse Cape Town, you know, that mouse was pretty low profile, or like comparing it to like the FK2 or the Razer Viper Ultimate, and you know, those are all a little bit more lower profile, but this small mouse is actually pretty high.
Because when you've got a high arch on a mouse, it just makes it that much easier to palm, because it fills out your hand a lot more. Now, if you got a low profile one, most of your hand is going to be sitting on the desk. You know, it's going to be just resting sort of there. But with this high arch, it's easy to palm even with large hands, and I would have no issue gaming with this as a palm grip user. I primarily fingertip when I have a smaller and lighter mouse, just because that's how I prefer to use light mice. But if I use, for instance, my G Pro Wireless, which is a little bit bigger than this guy, a little bit heavier as well, I do prefer to palm grip on that one.
And also the arch is not directly in the middle. I would say it's a little bit more towards the back of the mouse, and it reminds me a good amount of the MM711. You know, that shape where it like tapers off a good amount. Like I don't really like that as much, but it's not as steep as the MM711, so I don't mind this type of tapering as much. So if you like the fingertip grip, then I feel like small, medium, and large size hands should be fine, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would have an issue with this mouse. Like, unless you just don't like ambidextrous mice, I feel like this mouse is really for everybody.
Maybe if you palm grip and you have a very, very large hand, then obviously go elsewhere. But we feel like most hand sizes and most, you know, grip types would be fine with this mouse.
Yeah, especially because you got the extra grips on there. So if you need to make it a little bit bigger, I mean, obviously it's not going to be like the Final Mouse Cape Town where you stack the grips on there, but hey, you can make it a little bit bigger for your hands. So
moving on to the cord. So they have a nice paracord. It's very, very loose, and it really doesn't move the mouse all that much. So you're not going to notice the cord while you're gaming. And if you have a problem with the cord, like we said, it comes with an extra cord, which is really, really cool. All right, as far as the skates go, they come with pure PTFE skates. There's 2 up top and 1 large one on the bottom, and they're very, very white. You know, sometimes it's like light blue, but this one is very, very white. It's super fast. We use it on a variety of mousepad surfaces, you know, like this glass one. We use it on a soft mouse pad, and we also use it on a hard mouse pad, and it's very, very fast, very smooth on all of them.
Yeah, it gives you a very consistent feel. I mean, the skates, this has been a trademark of Jewels, really. They've been they round the edges of the skates, so it makes it that much better when it's gliding, and it makes it that much better for multiple surfaces, I feel like. And they perform really well, so no issues with the skates.
And not only that, the skate is actually pretty thick.
Yeah,
you know,
you've got some thick boy skates.
So like I said, I mean, they're not giving you extra skates, but I feel like they make up for it for the thickness of this skate. You know?
Literally, unless you're using like a cheese grater of a hard mouse mat, you're good.
Yeah. So. And on the box, it says it's good for 250 kilometers. So if you drag this 250 kilometers, then that's when it'll wear out.
I want to see someone do that.
I want to see someone do that.
Like take
really
it on
bad,
like a car moving really slow,
exactly.
on a fat mouse pad.
Yeah. That'd be kind of funny. All right, moving on to the buttons. So the buttons on the original Hati were incredible. One of my favorite, you know, clicks on any mouse that I've used, and it literally uses the same like click. It's a very, very hard click, and I love it.
It's just super tactile, you know? It's not that like hard to click necessarily, but it's super tactile. You know when you clicked. It's really not like any others that I've tried in that facet. The Hati just does it right every time, and they did it again here.
Yes.
So props to them on that. I love it. I love the feel of when you click on that guy.
Yeah.
I kind of knew even going back into the shape that this was just like, the second I picked it up, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like this one.
Yeah, and the clicks are on-run switches, and they're rated for 20 million clicks, and it's not like a Razer click. You know, like Razer mice usually have a softer, like kind of mushier click. It's not like that at all. It's very, very nice, and if you like a tactile click, the mouse 1 and 2 are really, really dope. And then as far as the side buttons go, they're actually really nice as well. You know, they have a nice solid click, tactile clicks. Not a lot of pre-travel on either the mouse 1 and 2 and the side buttons. So I found myself accidentally clicking the right mouse button for some reason a lot.
So one thing I really like about this is actually the texture that they did, even on the side buttons and everything. It's different than the original Hati. And now this may just be the Stardust edition because I know they do a different sort of coating on there, but it feels a lot more premium as well.
Yeah.
So the side buttons just feel a little bit better. They're glossy, which makes them a little bit grippier. And I really like it. They remind me a lot of the G Pro wireless side buttons where they're kind of small, but they protrude out enough to where you have to be deliberate when you're clicking them.
And as far as the scroll wheel goes, it reminds me a lot of the Ultralight 2. I feel like the texture is pretty much the same as well.
Yeah.
And it's pretty tactile. I would say it's a little bit smoother than I would like, but you know, it has a nice little tactileness to it.
Yeah, everything there's tactile steps along the way, which is nice. And they did mention in one of the emails that there was an issue, a known issue with the scroll wheel that's going to be fixed on the final version. We didn't notice any issues.
Nope.
Outside of maybe they're going to make them a little more tactile.
Yes, and the scroll wheel clicks are nice as well. Here on top of the mouse, we have the DPI button. There is no indicator for what DPI step you are on, which kind of sucks, but you can kind of guess where you're on, I guess.
Yeah, or use the software. And on the bottom, we've got the pulling rate or the report rate on here. And as far as the steps go, it's 125, 500, and then 1000 hertz pulling rate. I'm not really sure why you would use anything under 1000, but hey,
yes,
it's there.
And there's an indicator light, so you know what step you're on. So there's that.
You ever need to change that on the fly?
Oh no, not really.
Yeah. As for the sensor, we've got a 3389 in there, which feels great. Sensor feels good. I love it, felt pinpoint accurate. No complaints there.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to build quality and durability. Now, from what we can tell from this sample, I mean, it feels pretty sturdy. There's no like, I mean, there's like a couple little creaks here and there, but that's to be expected with any mouse. Now, the only thing I really worry about is the mouse 1 and 2. There's a little bit of wobble on there. It's actually a little bit noticeable. It does shake around a little bit, but again, this is just a sample, so we're not sure how the finished product's gonna be. And again, with the side wobble, you don't really notice it when you're gaming. It's mainly just when your fingers are resting on there, you can feel it go left and right a little bit.
Yeah, or if you're tracking, you know, you hold down the mouse button and then you track. I definitely felt it a little bit when I was doing that. But other than that, if you're just clicking, doing little quick flicks, you're not gonna notice it at all. As far as the actual finish goes, like Lucas said, the original Hati had a weird texture to it, and it was like, it had a very nice grip to it. You know, it was super sticky, like your fingers really stuck to it, but it felt very, very cheap.
Feels like a very high grit sandpaper almost.
Exactly.
Like
and they fixed that, or they changed it up here on the Hati-S. It's more like a...
Reminds me of a Logitech kind of coating.
Exactly. And it's pretty smooth, but it's actually pretty grippy too.
Yeah, it's got a good grip.
Yeah, so I actually really like it. There is some paint splatter on there as well on this color. And as far as the fingerprints, don't really show up on this finish at all, so that's good as well. So overall, the finish is very, very nice on this mouse.
I don't like the hole designs and everything, but it feels a lot smoother than a lot of other mice. Like, I don't really feel them there. If it does bother you to have this sort of like the holes in there, you can put the grips over them, so that's not an issue. But again, feels really nice in the hand. I love it.
And moving on to the weight, they're saying it's 49 grams plus or minus 2 grams. And we're about to test their claim on that. Are they lying? I don't know. And can get an accurate reading because we can remove the cord, right? So it's at 49 grams on the dot.
On the dot.
This mouse is feather light, guys.
Yeah,
super
it is
light.
Crazy.
Yes. So if you like a very light, very small mouse, this is a great option.
Yeah, but the weight for this guy, what's weird about it to me is usually I don't like too light mice, but it doesn't feel like a burden on this one, just because of how much more comfortable it is to grip. And I think the reason I keep saying that is because I love the G Pro Wireless, one of my favorite of all time. And this feels a lot like it, very similar. But moving on to the RGB on this guy, I mean, you've got some sick RGB. It's just one light in there that's a G-Wolves logo. And yeah, that's it.
That's about it.
Very subtle. I don't mind it.
I don't mind no RGB. I mean, I don't really care.
It is what it is. It would make me headshot more, I feel like, if I had RGB, but I don't know.
Exactly. So wrapping things up, I mean, like I said, I don't really usually like small mice, but this is the exception. I really liked it. It was very comfortable with the palm grip. I like the lightweight design. The skates are fast. The cord is nice. So they just did everything right. The finish is great. It's a great looking mouse as well. So in my opinion, when it comes out, you guys should definitely go ahead and get it.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree there. I think we're gonna be fighting over this one because I definitely want to daily drive this. I've been using it for a minute now, and I love this mouse. So it's phenomenal. I definitely recommend. It's worth the buy when it comes out. Is
there anything you would want to change on this since it is a sample? Like on the final version, would you change anything?
On the final version, the only things I would really change is a little bit more tactile scroll wheel. And possibly a USB-C cable, but other than that, I really don't have any issues with it. I mean, maybe secure the top buttons a little bit more. Yeah,
maybe the wobble, fix it just a little bit, but it's not horrible, so it's not a huge deal.
I mean, very minor things. I would daily drive this as it is. So
yes. So, anyways, that's our review of the G-Wolves Hati-S. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.